Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Jim Goda Stadium on the campus of Moorhead High School, home of your Moorhead Spuds. The fired up fan right there. A special welcome to the players, coaches, and fans supporting the Warriors of Brainerd High School. We remind all fans of their personal responsibility for good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship is viewed by the Moorhead School District and the Minnesota State High School League as a concrete measure of the understanding and commitment to fair play, ethical behavior, and integrity. Also, all Moorhead Public Schools and its various campuses, including Jim Goda Stadium, are alcohol, drug, and tobacco free. These items are strictly prohibited. We would like to thank Sanford Health for sports medicine coverage at our home events. We ask that all in attendance support the decision of our contest officials. Let's meet the Spuds of Moorhead High. Tonight is a very special night here at Jim Goda Stadium as we honor the seniors and their parents. First up, number 1, Chakai Fitzpatrick, son of Tarsi and C.J. Sauda. Number 2, Thomas Myers, son of Melissa and Rich Myers. Number 3, Trey Feeney, son of Jamie and Kevin Feeney. Number 4, David Lindell, son of Joy and Jeremy Lindell. Number 6, Saif Alawi, son of Enos and Ishmael Abu. Number 7, Tanner Kynes, son of Kim and Troy Kynes. Number 8, Blake Walthall, son of Jenny and Chad Walthall. Number 9, Brady Walthall, also son of Jenny and Chad Walthall. Number 15, George Yanford, son of Marilyn and Tim Delmore. Number 19, Kenny Boney, son of Vicky and Ken Boney. Number 21, Caden Berg, son of Carrie and Ryan Berg. Number 24, Lamar Taylor, son of Catherine Sarpy. Number 28, Keenan Went, son of Jennifer Went, and Josh and Robin Went. Number 30, Mahmoud Yunus, son of Meza Mubrik and Ahmed Yunus. Number 34, Arjeen Shahan, son of Jihan and Jawar. Number 35, Jackson Goda, son of Mary and Joe Goda. Number 41, Hawken Peterson, son of Christy and Mark Peterson. Number 44, Micah Jackson, son of Destiny Holiday. Number 45, Connor Heinz, son of Mindy and Glenn Heinz. Number 55, Carter Brooks, son of Melissa Muldoon and the late Dennis Muldoon and Devlin and Shelley Brooks. Number 56, Jack Newcomb, son of Angelique Goulet and Michael Newcomb. Number 58, Keaton Myosek, son of Jesse and Josh Myosek. Number 59, Max Soeth, son of Melanie Soeth and Lee Soeth. Number 63, Parker Buckner, son of Marianne and Roy Buckner. Number 68, Christian Vega, son of Sandra and Manny. Number 72, Jaden Coley, son of Dana and Jeff Coley. Number 89, Jake Tilkey, son of Christy and Ryan Tilkey. And the Director of Football Operations, Riley Swenson, son of Carla and Arlen Swenson. How about another round of applause for our seniors and family?
Moorhead are being introduced at senior night. One game remains on the regular season schedule. Moorhead next week will host Bemidji on a Wednesday night, and Brainerd will finish up their season against Sartell. And Sartell is one of those teams that, you know, they have nights where they can really shine. They really blossom. And then they have other nights that things don't always work out the way they want it to. And so it'll be interesting to see how that game is played.
Yeah, really well. And, you know, in years past, it's always you don't want to play Sartell late in the year because that's about the time that they started to gel every year. And this year they've surprised us. I mean, what they did against Alexandria was unbelievable. And so who knows what you're going to get with them. But let's worry about this one first.
Moorhead comes into the game tonight unbeaten in 4 games, starting the season with a win at Buffalo, 56-6, returning home to defeat Alexandria 42-0, and then on the and then beating Sartell at Jim Goda Stadium, 56-12 last week in a game played at Monticello, but beating Rogers in makeup of the schedule. 21-0 was the final there, 4-0 on the year. While Brainerd comes into tonight's game, opening up their season with a win over Apollo, and they've gone back-to-back losses to Alexandria and to Bemidji. Tonight it's Moorhead. Next week on Wednesday they will take on Sartell. So as players and coaches and fans line up for the playing of our national anthem, we will return with more from Jim Goda Stadium after this timeout.
Thank you. This evening, Dorothy Dodd's fourth grader, Hudson Murray, will be raising this evening's flag. Remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed by the high school pep band under the direction of Miss Laura Jocelyn. The Moorhead Spuds extend a warm welcome to the fans and family, players and coaches from Brainerd.
Welcome back to Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead as we get ready for tonight's football matchup between the Moorhead Spuds and the Brainerd Warriors. And Mac, we take a look at how these teams go. Brainerd, under first year, has a head coach, Jason Freed, has got a team that I think they're building towards the future. They're getting some things done now. They'd like to get some things established as they head into the upcoming years.
Yeah, and when you look at with Coach Freed too, he's been on staff. He was their defense coordinator last year. He's the head coach, still the defense coordinator. But they've made some changes. I was watching them offensively. They're doing things I haven't seen them do before during warm-ups. So we're going to see more zone read. We're going to see a little bit more open, I guess, wide open, more open offense than I've ever seen from them before.
And speaking of a wide open offense, go to the other side of the football.
Yeah, well, you know what? The wind decided to pick up out of the south, and that's not going to affect anybody but their kicker. It's not going to affect the kicker here.
Yeah.
And with Moorhead's offense, basically it's just an extension of the running game. It's short passing game that can go deep, and I look forward to making sure that things go the same way tonight.
Moorhead will kick off, and Brainerd will have the football to get today's game underway. This is a Thursday night game, and the season will conclude next Wednesday, and then the playoffs get underway. The Brainerd Warriors in their traveling whites with blue numbers and trim, and the Spuds in their homestanding black with orange numbers and trim. Saif Alawi approaches, and today's game is underway with the drive. It goes into the end zone, and with a slight wind at his back, it sailed clearly away, and that brings it out to the 20-yard line.
He's got such a strong leg. It's just unbelievable. And that one was a line drive. And he kicked that thing in the air about 70 yards.
And so with that, it'll be first down for the Brainerd Warriors. Nathaniel Staling will lead the team out onto the field as they go right to left. It's a comfortable night for this time of November for sure. And yet, with that, we've got a strong wind, as you might expect. Anything on the prairie is going to have a windy evening, and that's where we are tonight. As the Warriors line up, the officials have come up, and they are deregulating that last call and putting it down. Yeah, they're going to keep it off the far right hash mark, and the play will go. Let's see how we configure this offense. Wing left, wing right, quarterback Staling, receivers near side. Down the line, here's the play man, first end. And nice run off the right side as the play goes up near the 23-yard line. But they say the knee down at about the 22, so just a short gain on a run off the right side tackle.
Yeah, run off the back. It's like he's running his zone read, but they actually pulled the backside guard, so it's more of a power type play. Again, Moorhead doing a nice job of stretching out for a very short gain.
Second down and 8 now for the Warriors. Staling hands off first man in, and the play is stopped. Moorhead's run defense has been salty this year, and they are coming up with a couple of stops here, forcing Brainerd now into a 3rd and 5 situation on the opening drive.
Yeah, it went inside zone that time, and what the quarterback's doing, Larry, he's reading, and if they come down on the ball carrier, he keeps it, and he did. He gave it that time. Moorhead really collapsed on that.
Staling is back to pass. He swings one out on the near side. He's got his man, and the play is dropped as he hooked up on the near side. It was right in the arms of Mitchell Deegan, and the play falls through and incomplete to bring up 4th down, so it's 3 and out.
Yeah, he basically came in motion and just ran in the flat. I tell you what, to overthrow him, he's about 6'4". He's hard to overthrow, but he just overthrew him a little bit. I think the ball sailed on him a little bit.
Just a bit. It looked like he had that one hauled in,
yeah,
but it slipped away, and so Brainerd now will kick as the punter stands near his own 12-yard line. Moorhead with single return setting up as Walthall sits and waits at the 37-yard line, and the kick comes up short, and the return man for Moorhead, Brady Walthall, danced around as though he might take a jab at it and pick it up and catch Brainerd unawares, but wisely stepped away and let the ball roll dead. Moorhead's offense comes on the field at their own 41-yard line where it's 1st down.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough punt because you got that side wind like that, and it not only did it push it over a little bit, but then when it hit the ground, it went backwards for me. It was just like almost a perfect 9-iron shot.
Andrew Tilke anchors the Brainerd defensive front 4 as they wait for this play from Trey Feeney. He has 4 receivers wide out far left side. Rolling in that direction, the lefty looks and throws, and this one is thrown into the Brainerd bench. And I don't care where the wind was on that one. That was simply overthrown.
That one got away from him. He rolled to his left. It was like a little bootleg, and Brady Walthall ran about a 7-yard out, and that's who he was looking for. And I think when he let go of the ball, he just let go of it a little bit too high, and that sailed all the way to the Brainerd bench.
And so Trey Feeney breaks huddle and sends 3 receivers wide out far left. He's in the pistol formation now with a single receiver near right side. Feeney takes a look, quick bubble screen to the far side. That's dangerously close to being a lateral, but it ended up all the way out of bounds, and so no attempt there. So 2 errant throws by Trey Feeney. We haven't seen that many all year.
Not all year.
And here we've got 2 plays and 2 errant throws, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and again, just running that bubble screen, and it was set up pretty well, but he threw that over Walthall's head, and that's too bad because he had some running room there.
Out of the huddle. Wide receiver, wide left. 2 receivers in the slot, 2 receivers near right side, nearly drawing Brainerd offside. They step back in time, and play continues on as Trey Feeney waits for the snap. It's 3rd down, Moorhead needing 10 to keep their drive going. Here's Feeney looking up the middle of the field. He is nearly caught, and then he hangs on, and he is sacked. A lot of pressure was applied right up the middle by the Warriors, and give credit to that sack for Riley DeRozier as he clambered all over Trey Feeney, and it's 3 and out for Moorhead.
Yeah, we haven't seen that on a first drive yet this year, the first time that they've gone 3 and out on their first drive. Good pressure by DeRozier, and he just stuck with them. Feeney tried to do that little thing where he keeps sliding and sliding, and DeRozier kept after him, made a nice tackle.
It looks like an offensive formation, but anybody that has watched Moorhead knows that Trey Feeney is very adept at punting from that short situation. Here's a snap back, and he pooches it forward and drives it over the top of the coverage, and it bounces, and it's gathered in at the 17-yard line and then brought down. As Walthall got down there in a hurry to make the stop on the return, it'll be 1st down Brainerd, and they have the ball at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Walthall. He stayed with that the whole way, and the Brainerd guy, they kicked it over his head, and he actually had his back to Walthall when he picked that up, and maybe picked up -1 because he was going backwards. And nice job by Walthall on the coverage.
Both teams have gone 3 and out on their first possessions, and Brainerd now with possession number 2 starts this drive at their own 15-yard line. With receiver wide right and a slot, wide receiver on the near left side, pistol formation, and the quarterback on the keeper gets some room, but then runs into a stone wall and is brought down on an open field tackle near the 22-yard line. So the best offensive play either team has had, it's a 7-yard gain for the Warriors, and it's 2nd down. Make that a 9-yard gain where they mark the play, and it's 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, and that time it truly was his own read keeper, and he just rode that back in as far as he could. When that collapsed, he had a nice spot outside the 4 hole and picked up big yards.
Formation strong to the far right side as they come back up. Moorhead's run defense is there to make this play, but I think the first down will go as he is marked down somewhere along of the 23. So let's see where they've spotted it. May not be enough. Taking a good long look from one side to the other, they will give no gain on the play, and it's 3rd down and 1.
And again, good line surge by Moorhead's defensive line when they went with that zone read inside in the inside zone, and they did a nice job of stuffing that up.
Here's the pistol, and it's the quarterback on the keeper. Staling tried to angle his way past, and the Spud defense was right there at the 24-yard line. And from our vantage point, that appears to be short yet of a first down. And so once again, the Spud defense forces Brainerd into a punting situation deep in their own end of the field.
Yeah, they went with the Reed keeper the time. He kept that all the way, and as they were trying to get outside, I think it was Myers on that side, crashed down hard on him, and then they were able to clean up after that.
Thomas Myers is having a pretty good year.
Yes, he is.
Here's the punt now by the Warriors, and into the bright lights, and then comes down and takes a Brainerd bounce inside the 30 and picked up on the run. Here's the move up by Brady Walthall across midfield to the 45-yard line. Sooner or later, you knew he was going to take a shot. And he puts the ball into Brainerd territory.
Oh, that son of a gun. He just kind of walked up, just kind of casually. And when it hit, it took a perfect bounce. And the Brainerd guy stopped, and he said, oh, heck with it. I'll pick it up, and got him into a sudden change situation where they're on the 45. Yeah, it's pretty gutsy. I'm glad it worked.
Any return man is just waiting for that bounce to be right there and try to catch the other team off guard.
And it truly was, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was right there. So the Spuds begin this drive at the Brainerd 45-yard line. We're just underway. There's been no scoring here in the first quarter. With 4 receivers wide left, man in motion, Jan 4. Here's the play up, and a play up the middle. Catch is made by Walthall. He continues on across the 35, and if they mark it at the 33, it'll be enough for the first down. That's a 12-yard pickup on the pass completion, and a Moorhead first down.
And again, he was the middle of the 3 guys out there. He just ran that inside hook like he likes to do. They dropped off one receiver. He kind of pump faked like they're trying to run that bubble screen, Larry, and then there was a nice seam there. And what's neat about Brady, he always gets yards after the catch.
Brady Walthall on the reception and the run, giving Moorhead a first down. Spuds line up, pistol formation, Trey Feeney. 3 on the near side, 1 on the far left side as he waits the snap. Here's Feeney looking right. He's got his man out on the near side, and again it's Brady Walthall. And he reached up and snagged it. He's wearing glue on his hands here tonight as he pulled that one out of the air to just pick up a short gain, however. And they spotted at the 29-yard line. That's about a 3-yard pickup. And it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, just ran that quick out again, and everything's on timing, and the ball was a little high again, so he had to go up and get it. And by the time he came down, nice job by Brainerd secondary to come up and make a sure tackle on that one. Didn't give him any extra yards at all.
Closing in on the 7-minute mark. First quarter of play, no scoring. Moorhead's second drive. Formation, receivers wide left side. Here's Trey Feeney looking to that direction. He's got his man wide open, and again it's Brady Walthall as he hooked it from the 15-yard line, stepped away from the defense, and he was wide open as he made the catch and picks up a Moorhead first down.
Yeah, and that time Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick was the outside receiver. He just ran a straight go, and when again, running that little 5-6 yard out, timing of it was perfect, hit him right in stride, so when he turned upfield, he got an extra 4 or 5, so big first down.
Moorhead trying to take advantage of good field position as they started this drive at the Brainerd 45-yard line after the return from Brady Walthall, who seems to be involved in just about everything positive for the Spuds here so far. Wide receivers now to the near right side, single receiver wide left. Pistol formation, Trey Feeney. As he waits the snap, play clock just at the 1 second mark, and here's the play to the end zone. The leap up, and the catch is made. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick is there for the touchdown. Oh, my. That is a 15-yard touchdown pass to Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick.
Yep, just ran a little corner, not a corner route, but a fade route, and the timing's there, but he underthrew it just a little bit, and Ja'Kai actually out-jumped that corner, Larry, and that was a great catch. And then, they almost had to go to instant replay because he dragged both heels to keep that thing in bounds for the touchdown.
And so the point after by Alawi is on its way up, and it's on its way good. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. On the Speakeasy scoreboard from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead, it is Moorhead 7 and Brainerd nothing.
Arlen Swenson here with Northwest
All right,
Blinds.
1 minute
My
here,
wife
1 minute.
Carla and I have been helping homeowners and businesses in the area with window treatment needs for nearly 2 decades.
Stay up for the kickoff.
As he did previously, and it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. So Moorhead scoring after a punt by Brainerd ended up on a return to their own 45-yard line. That's where Moorhead had a drive that culminated in a 15-yard completion to Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick. And it's 7-0, and something Moorhead does little this year of, and that's run the football. So early on, we're going to see a lot of passing and a lot of passing.
And then some
And
more passing.
then we'll pass the ball.
Yep. But what a nice throw.
To give the Spuds the lead, now the defense comes on. They've made 2 stops so far in Brainerd's offense. And here is Staling, back to pass, and looking, rolling now right. Under some pressure, he leans, he's in some trouble, and he's bumped out of bounds. Staling looking upfield, trying to find an opening, and for a moment it was deep, but there would have taken a miraculous throw to go that far, and so he ran it to the sideline and got bumped out there, spotting it near the 13-yard line, and that's a loss of 6 yards.
Yeah, ran a rollout pass that time, kind of like a sprint out to the right, and Moorhead's outside backer on that side, and because of the lighting, I can't tell who it was, but did a nice job. When he saw that he got outside the tackle boxes, he just stepped up and made the tackle.
Staling, play in the middle, stop, slowed, not stopped, and here's a late flag, and I would expect it's going to be holding.
Yep.
And unusual, I think, that holding on a play such as that, it was an option play to the right, and it was moving forward, but one of the Brainerd offensive linemen got a little bit involved with the defense.
Yep.
Was
got
there
too
to hold.
involved.
He got too involved, and that'll mark it off.
Maybe half the distance.
Yeah, half the distance from there. We'll put it inside the 10. They're spotting it at the 8-yard line, 7-yard line rather, 7-yard line, and they will replay second down, and all of a sudden it is second and about 23.
Yeah, that time they ran a sprint draw that time, which first time we've seen that where you act like you sprint out and then tried to run the draw. Again, Moorhead was there, and then they got caught holding besides.
Staling waits, and the snap. Back to pass out of the end zone, and he is caught and nearly dragged down in the end zone, but stepped forward and was wrapped up and brought down. Quarterback sack, Moorhead defense.
Thomas Myers coming off from the right defensive end spot, Larry. He just got around that tackle, dropped his shoulder, ripped through, chased him out, made first contact, and then the defensive end on the other side. And I can't tell if that's Heinz that's in there this time or not, but wow, both defensive ends did a nice job there.
And so the Moorhead defense dictating play here early on. We have gone inside of the 6-minute mark, and play has been stopped. I wonder if a player was shaken. The play clock has not yet begun to run down. And it may be that Brainerd is going with a different, their second quarterback. It appears at Staling, at least for now. They do have different offensive situations that require changing in the quarterback position. Here's a play to the near side, and they drive him down at the 1-yard line. Moorhead's run defense was there, and there are several players in the Moorhead defensive unit that wear the 30 number, and that would be Mahmoud Jonas sometimes does, Julio Angadi does, Austin Altapeter does, Jackson Goda does. They were all in on the stop.
All of them were there that time. Again, tried to run that outside zone, and Moorhead is just coming across and doing a wonderful job.
3 possessions now for the Warriors. This one forcing a punt from his end zone. It is low, and it bounces again true for Brady Wolthall. Looks upfield, He's dancing around, waiting for something. Now heads to the far side, still on his feet, and then runs out of room, closing in on the 25-yard line. So field position certainly has been a determining factor here early as the Spuds have grabbed a 7-0 advantage and have the football deep.
And a real short field again. Good sudden change. Nice. I tell you what, 3 great plays by the defense. Mistake by Brainerd, of course, with a holding call. And then trying to punt that ball into that crosswind, just not going to do very well for them. So they got a great sudden change opportunity here now at about the 25, I believe it is.
5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Spuds break huddled. Brady Walthall wide far left side. George Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick on the near right side. As Feeney takes the snap, looks left, and he lobs it out softly. I don't know if he was able to hang on to it.
Nope.
I think it slipped away and it went incomplete. Jan for the intended receiver there. The incompletion brings up second down.
Yeah, just try to get him on a little arrow route out of the backfield that time, and just a little bit overthrown, and he had to turn his head back, and he just couldn't quite make the connection.
So from the 25-yard line, it is 2nd and 10 Moorhead, as the clock will get underway with 4:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Spuds break huddle. Soeth comes up over the ball. And receiver left, 2 receivers near right side. Pistol formation, man in the backfield with Feeney, who rolls near side and looks. Steps forward and looks, and now he lobs it safely underneath on a great read. And the play struggles forward and goes down near the 15-yard line.
Heinz.
And Heinz is there to make the catch and the run on a safety release. And the Spuds on a 9-yard pickup now face 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he rolled right at the time. Heinz was lined up as the left tight end, just ran an under route, stayed with it. Feeney spotted him, hit him just perfectly in stride, and picked up about 8 yards.
Clock is running, 4:20 to go here in the first quarter. Moorhead driving with a 7-0 lead. 3 receivers to the far left side. Here's Feeney, senior quarterback, taking a look. Steps up, waits for the snap. Play call may be changed. As he steps back now and waits, and then will take it himself. He's got a bit of an opening, but got tripped up just as he stepped across. He only needed a yard. I think he got it, and it's first down Moorhead.
Yeah, just running basically. It's just a quarterback way straight ahead. They're A-lane blocking up front. They get good pushback. He picked up about 3 yards, and they got themselves a nice first down.
They'll spot it at the 14-yard line. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Michael Halgo goes wide, far left side, along with Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick and Walthall. Wide receivers on the near side. Here's the snap back as Feeney looks. He's going to take it himself. He's got some room, and he got tripped up just as he was ready to step in at the 5-yard line. The defensive end was there, got his hand on his ankles. He tripped him up. He came down. But a first down Moorhead, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and that time he just did the right thing. He stepped back, took that little 2-step drop that he takes. They had pretty good coverage. They actually blew a linebacker in the C gap, and he went right through the B gap where the linebacker wasn't.
Trey Feeney brings his Spuds up to the line. Formation loaded to the near right side as Feeney takes the snap and looks to the far side. He's got his man wide open. Brady Walthall was there. He turned his defender in the wrong direction, leaving him wide open. He made the catch. He stepped into the end zone, and the Spuds have scored.
Yeah, and again, just running that pivot route where he comes inside like he's trying to run that quick slant, turns around, pivots back, and the corner had overplayed it, which is what you're hoping for when you run that route, and the ball was perfectly on time, Larry. And it's, again, short field, 2 big sudden change touchdowns.
25-yard scoring drive capped off by the point after from Saif Alawi with 3:05 to go in the first quarter on the Speakeasy scoreboard from Moorhead's Jim Goda Stadium. It's Moorhead 14 and Brainerd nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Saif Alawi, for the third time tonight, kicks it into the end zone, and there was no doubt about that one. He nearly cleared the end line.
Yes, he did.
And Brainerd's offense, which is still looking for their first down, will have the ball with 3:05 to go, but trailing here now 14-0. 3 possessions and 3 punts so far.
And Coach Feeney is replacing Coach Boomer as far as getting out and telling Saif, nicely done, young man. So, Boomer, if you're listening, your boys are doing real well.
Face off. We're not quite there. It's just a few days away. Back in on the option near side, another penalty flag comes down as the play was handed off to Caden Shepner, and as he went down, the flag came down, and Brainerd is having some issues here early on with maintaining discipline and giving away yardage.
Yep, they really are, and it's too bad because they actually got positive yards on it. They actually ran power back to Moorhead's right side and had some running room, did a nice job of kicking out the defensive end. Guard got up on the linebacker and picked up about 4 or 5 yards, but the trailing person on the backside tackled Goda, and you can't do that.
I know that we've got the soft easy chair alive and well in South Florida. We've got the Montana Norwegian listening in, and also our good friends at Ottertail as they enjoy Spud football tonight from Jim Goda Stadium, along with our good friends from Brainerd listening in on radio station there. So with that, the play off the far right side is kept in bounds. The clock continues to run with 2:34 remaining.
Yeah, and that time, Larry, the first time we've seen it tonight, they put a man in motion, ran the jet sweep to Moorhead's left side, and Austin Altepeter's defensive end out there. He made sure he kept outside leverage, and they stretched that up for little or no gain.
After the penalty 2 plays ago, ball resting inside the 10-yard line, and the play comes to the near side. And they're going to say that it was deflected and changed direction there, thinking that maybe it was a lateral pass, but it was not. And so it'll be 3rd down.
And Thomas Myers that time from his right defensive end spot got upfield. When they tried to run that bubble screen, he got his hands up and knocked that ball down. And he's just playing a real steady defensive end for the Spuds.
He has been waiting for this moment the last 2-3 weeks. Thomas Myers has had some outstanding games, one right after the other.
Yep.
And he is leading the way tonight as the Brainerd offense comes up, now facing 3rd and 20. Here's the look off to the far side, and that pass delivered by Isaiah Wendorski is offline and wide right to fall incomplete. And it's 4th down, and once again, Brainerd will be in punt formation. The last time they punted, the heels were right on the end line and safely got away, but a short punt that ended up Moorhead able to take advantage and score, and Moorhead apparently is going to get good field position here as well.
Yes, they are.
But there's a little more room in the end zone for this punt to get away high. And here's the catch and the drop and the pickup. And he'll try it again, looking for some room. Got flushed out of the way and just enough speed. To the far side and around the corner goes Brady Wolthall. And it's down inside the 35. Let's mark it near the 30-yard line. So once again, a short field for the Moorhead offense.
Yep, again, and we got to credit the defense, Larry. That's 3 times in a row now where they've given Moorhead a short field with a great set and change opportunity to score again. And man, Brady shows he just does some things. All of a sudden, he's around the corner.
1:57 to go here in the first quarter. Moorhead has built a 14-0 lead. Has the football at the Brainerd 31-yard line. Here's Trey Feeney. Looking upfield in the pocket. Now the pocket escapes, and he runs off to the far side and gets to the sideline, and he ran it nicely there. There was a lot of room opening up. That's one thing about the pass-styled offensive formation that Moorhead has. It keeps the defense deep, and you spot it, it opens up the middle, and Trey Feeney is taking advantage.
Yep, and again, he's just using good heads up. He looked to the right, was looking for the guy that was coming underneath. Linebacker stepped in front of it. Another linebacker dropped to a deep zone.
Trey Feeney not only going to be the leading passer for the Spuds, he's going to be the leading ground gainer as well.
So far, he's the leading rusher.
Yeah. Second and a very short yard for Trey Feeney and the Spuds as they look in. Long count at the line. Here's Feeney stepping in the pocket and looking, calmly throwing. He's got his man wide open. And the first down is gained as Brady Walthall again with the catch. He's having a busy night. And Walthall's reception gives Moorhead a first down just outside the 10-yard line. So they've got room to pick up a first down without scoring.
And again, that time they brought their inside linebacker on a blitz. Moorhead picked it up. Walthall was on that slant route. He basically replaced the linebacker that blitzed, and there was a nice void zone there, and he found him for a big first down.
2 receivers wide left, 3 receivers on the near side of the field for Trey Feeney, who is alone in the backfield waiting. Here's the snap back as he looks, and again, that opening is there. He squirts his way to the far side and rushes out of bounds somewhere near the 7-yard line. So Brainerd's defense, covering and seeing that play develop, rushed to the play and forced it out of bounds. A short gain there for Trey Feeney.
But again, just good smart heads up on Feeney's part, Larry. They had the middle covered. They tried to run that inside route again. And Trey just says, well, heck, if you're going to drop that far back out, I'll go pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Clock will start on this play at the 1:10 mark here. Moorhead facing a 2nd and 7 situation. And they have off the far short side of the field. And receivers on the near right, and the look to the end zone. The play is there. A lean down to pick it up, but it's skipped away and is ruled incomplete. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick, the intended receiver, and he had it all but hooked in, but when he brought it up, I wonder if his knee didn't knock it away. It falls incomplete. Moorhead now faces 3rd down.
Yeah, and again, just running that little out from, he was the inside of the 3 receivers. He was the far inside twin, just ran a little out route. Hit him in stride, and as he went to rather it in, I think you're right. I think he knocked that out of there. He just, because it popped straight up in the air.
From the 7-yard line. Needs 6.5 to reset the down marker. Wide receiver far left. Here's Trey Feeney under center. Turns, looks back and throws. He's got his man wide open. And there it is in the end zone for the score. Heinz.
Yep.
Connor Heinz is there. He's become involved more in this offense during the course of play here tonight. Connor Heinz hauling that one in for the score, and the Spuds have scored 3 times here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and ran just a real short play action pass, barely kind of just a little came out the right. Heinz was lined up as a left tight end, ran that under route, and everybody else was screaming to the right, and he was going to everyone was going to the left, and he went to the right and scored.
Here's a snap back, and Saif Alawi stays perfect on the night. With 60 seconds to go, we're at the 1-minute mark here in the opening quarter. On the Speakeasy scoreboard from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead, it is the Spuds 21 and Brainerd nothing. Three possessions, 3 scores, Moorhead. 21-0 Spuds as the kickoff from Saif Alawi is again driven to the end zone and long. Way past it bounced. And so again, the Brainerd offense will begin their offensive series at their own 20-yard line. Now in the past 2 series of plays, although starting at their own 20, they've suffered the penalty flag, and that has taken them deeper to try to pick up something, and all that does is ignite the Moorhead defense,
yeah.
And they've been on fire.
Yeah, they really have been. They're just playing solid up front. And I tell you, it's tough when you got 2nd and 20, 3rd and 20 all the time. You don't get any continuity in offense at all.
Checking the quarterback situation. Here's the handoff and the play. Short gain across the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. as we, there we have it.
And that time they
Caden
ran.
Shepner
Yep.
on the carry.
And they ran that inside zone again, and that time there was a little crease there. But Moorhead's linebackers, Jackson Godin and Agati are both there to stop him after that short gain.
Isaiah Wendorski is at quarterback. He's looking back. 24 seconds. There are 10 seconds between the game clock and the play clock as Wendorski will keep it himself, but gets nowhere.
Oh, boy.
The Spuds were there. There were 4 different black jerseys waiting for the play to come in that direction. And with that stop, they mark it back another yard and will put it at the 22-yard line. And from there, Brainerd will begin play in the second quarter at their own 21-yard line. We'll put one quarter in the books here in Moorhead's Jim Goda Stadium, and on the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 21 and Brainerd nothing.
Knowing the right people makes the difference.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Burt's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick from 15 yards. Brady Wolfo from 5 yards. Connor Heinz from 7 yards. And the Spuds lead it 21-0. And Brainerd looking for a pass play out on the near side, trying to hook up with Mitchell Deegan, but it is incomplete. And so with that, it is 4th down. So 4 possessions and 4 punts coming up for Brainerd.
Yeah, absolutely. And that time they tried to run a rollout to the right. And so that freed up Jackson Goda to pick what hold. He came through the C gap, chased him out of there, which made him overthrow the receiver because he didn't have any time to even set his feet.
Brainerd ready to punt away as we start the second quarter. The snap is there. The kick is high and bounces just across midfield at the 50. And this time Brady Wolfo will have to let it will let it go off to the side as the Warriors were there. Mitchell Deegan along with Ethan Olson there and made sure that it was downed and still close to midfield. The Spuds have first down at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, that was a real nice high punt into that, kind of into that crosswind, and it hung up a long time. So they had plenty of people to go. And that time, Mr. Walthall he said, I better stay back here and not touch that one.
Yeah, there is a wind blowing. There's no question about it. But it's basically a crossfield.
Yep, it's a crosswind.
Coming in at us in the press box here. So whatever effect it has will be directional rather than stalling as the Spuds, with a 21-0 lead, have the play to Trey Feeney. Looking upfield, he's going to go to the near side. He's got his man once again.
Blake.
And this time it is Blake Wolfall who makes the reception and the run inside the 30 and down at the 29-yard line. And it's a kick. Always get a kick out of the public address announcers where when Moorhead is playing, the catch is always to Wolfall.
Yeah.
And now we don't know if it's Brady or if it's Blake, but it is to Wolfall, and we're okay with that.
That's pretty safe to do, And again, that time Blake started on inside release a little bit and then put his foot in the ground and ran it out. And again, the timing of the throw was perfect where he's able to get yards after the catch.
Yep, Blake Wolfall with his first reception tonight. So the Spuds out of their huddle. Connor Heinz is one of the receivers now as the play goes off to the far side, including George Janfor. Here's the play, out of some pressure and escaping just in the nick of time and then throwing it to the ground. A wise decision by Trey Feeney. He threw it in the direction of the intended receiver. Had he thrown it for it to be caught, it would have been picked off.
Yeah, I think so. They had pretty good coverage. And again, the timing of airing it because they got good pressure on him that time. But again, he was able to keep his composure and did the right thing. He says, I'll throw it. I get it across line of scrimmage, threw it at the feet of Blake Walthall, and they lived to have another down.
Haugo is in. Jan Four on the near side, getting last second instructions. Play clock at 16. Game clock will get underway with 11:13 to go here in the first half. Moorhead 3 scores in the first quarter, leading at 21-0. Ball resting now at the Brainerd 29-yard line where it is 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the far right side, and the play stops now. Timeout Moorhead, just as the play clock was running out. And so the Spuds take a break, and we've got a timeout at Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 21 and Brainerd 0.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
So coming out of the timeout, Moorhead goes deep with a play on a post pattern, and at the 1-yard line, the double coverage brings the penalty flag as well. We anticipate a pass interference call.
I think it will be the safety came over the top and he hit him just a little bit early.
And so with that penalty, another one that is very detrimental to field position here as far as Brainerd is concerned. It gives Moorhead a first down inside the 15. They're going to spot it at the 14-yard line, and it's first down Spuds. As the chains are put in place, Trey Feeney and the Spuds ready to go. 5 receivers in the formation, 3 right, 2 near left. Here's Feeney waiting as he rocks, takes the snap and throws to the near side. Catch made, dancing his way loose. As he was ready to step away, he was dragged down to the turf. And the Walthall reception is brought down by Jack Lundstrom, and it is second down for Moorhead.
And again, the timing of the throws were unbelievable. Blake ran that out route again, and as he comes out of his break, he hit him right in stride. Then he's just like his brother. He finds ways to get extra yards. Now they get first and goal from about the 2.
Yeah, the reception and the run then put it down at the 2-yard line. So first and goal, Moorhead. Here's Feeney. He has this little rocking motion as he waits for the snap and throws off to the far side, and he has his man there.
Brady.
And Brady Walthall has his second touchdown catch of the night. Trey Feeney, Brady Walthall, and the Spud score.
And again, I can't. The timing of the throw, he threw it to a spot. Brady wasn't even open yet. But when he ran that out cut, and Hago ran the deep fade, he threw it over that safety's head, and he ran underneath it. It was just an unbelievable throw.
10:36, the time of the score, and here's Saif Alawi. The approach, the kick is good, then the Spud score. 10:36 now showing here in the first half. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 28 and Brainerd 0.
The directors of course.
Saif Alawi puts it into the end zone once again, and it will come out to the 20-yard line where Brainerd will try to put their offense upfield And that's been something they've struggled to do here against a Spud defense that just simply has been unyielding.
Yeah, they really have been. I mean, they're getting strong inside push. They're getting great outside push. And, of course, Moorhead's linebackers between Altpeter and between Goda. And they come in and they finish the deal for them. It's just been really good, solid defense. And Maxwell Del Bruin, too.
So out of the first down play, here's it off to the far side, and it is complete, but for short gain at about the 25-yard line. That's a 5-yard pickup on the pass completion for Brainerd. Moorhead scoring on a 2-yard pass completion to Brady Wolfall, culminating a 55-yard drive. Saif Alawi with a point after, and it's 28-0 Moorhead here early in the second quarter. Brainerd now facing second down and 5. Wide receivers, 2 to the far left and near side. Here's the play, and the Spud run defense is there. Mahmoud Yaunis is there helping out on the initial hit. And with that play, the black jerseys, there were about 4 of them in on the stop. And so to bring up third down.
Yeah, they ran the old-fashioned power play to their right, and Jackson Goda just followed the guard the whole way and made the initial hit. He just stepped up, and that's just unbelievable.
Back to pass and looking and throwing off to the far side, and the catch, and then the struggle forward may be enough. Great reception and run upfield, and that is the first down for Brainerd on a reception off to the far side, and then he struggled out of the tackle and muscled his way for the extra yardage needed, and he needed 5. He got 5 and an inch, and it's first down Brainerd.
Yeah, and he got nice blocking by the outside receiver to help him out that time, too. He picked off Moorhead's defender that was coming over the top to make the tackle.
9:18 now showing. Here's Windorski off to the far side with the run, and a little offense is opening up now for the Warriors as they pick up 9 yards on that play up near the 39-yard line. And with that, it'll be second down and a yard.
And that's something a little bit different they did. They actually pulled the onside guard, and he kicked at the defensive end, and that's where the ball ended up going. That's one way to neutralize Thomas Myers a little bit, because all of a sudden he had to contend with the guard pulling on him, and that was a nice play.
They've realigned the possession as they spotted at the 38-yard line, so Brainerd needing 2 yards now as they keep it on the ground. And no, they go back to throw, and he's got his man wide open. He wasn't looking for it. He turned and looked, and by that time it had slipped away. Jamal Dixon on the coverage. And so with that incompletion, it brings up second down, or third down, rather.
Yeah, they went play-action pass that time, and Moorhead bid on it pretty hard, and so they had one-on-one reception. He was running a post route, and unfortunately the ball sailed more towards the corner route, and so he had to turn around and try to make a great catch. And by then, Jamal Dixon had caught up with him and got a piece of the ball.
So wide receiver left. Here's Windorski looking off to the far side, and the catch, and then the turn upfield across the 41 to the 43. And Brainerd's offense now picking up some yardage as they move the ball forward, and they're closing in on midfield, but that play results in a first down, their second straight. And with the change now in place, it's first down Brainerd at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, they feel a little bit. They ran the bubble screen off that side.
Yeah, they've changed some things up in their offensive play calls. Yep.
Just a little bit.
Wide receiver left, 2 receivers near side. Windorski steps up and throws, and that one is deflected up, nearly picked off. I wonder if that wasn't Mahmoud Yaunis in on the play, along with Thomas Myers, who got the deflection, nearly had the interception. And so with that play, it is now second down.
Yeah, he just does such a nice job. He starts pushing himself upfield, then saw that the back had crossed his face, so he went out there, and when they went to try to throw that little screen to him, he got his hand on it, and he almost picked it off.
Isaiah Windorski, here's the handoff on the near side, looking for some room. Nice cut upfield across the 45 to the 47. And Brainerd's Jed Klang was there to lead the blocking as the run.
Yeah, that time they ran the old-fashioned sweep, pulled both backside, front side and backside guard, got around the corner, but again, nice job by Moorhead's defender on that side coming up and making the tackle.
Jack Newcomb there to make the play. And it's third down Brainerd. Back to pass Windorski. He's dancing a bit. He gets the throw off, and in time, he spotted his man open across midfield at the 49, but the line to gain was the 47. And so now a decision time for the Warriors as they face fourth down.
And again, that was a slow developing pass, and when he threw it again, Moorhead's Thomas Myers made a beeline for that receiver, made first contact, and then there was about just the rest of the defenders, Larry.
We got a timeout here at Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead on the Speakeasy scoreboard. 7:39 to go in the first half. It's Moorhead 28 and Brainerd nothing.
Arlen Swenson.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
A screen pass set up on the near side, and Moorhead's Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick and came up with a load leveling hit, and it's going to force a long look to see whether or not it is a first down or if the ball has been turned over on downs. But he was on his way to picking clearly the first down, but then Fitzpatrick showed up. And so now the chains have been brought onto the field and marked down, and with that stretch, oh my, it is enough.
That
by
much.
just that ring that goes around the nose of the football,
Yeah,
that was it.
That's
That
exactly
was exactly where it was, and that's keeps this drive going for the Warriors.
So what a great read by Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick, Larry, because they ran a delayed where the tight end was blocked and came out, and he sprinted out to the right. Fitzpatrick from his safety spot noticed that, and I mean, it was boom, boom. That was almost a slobber knocker.
7:21 to go. First half action, Brainerd now on the drive. Back to pass. Wendorski, he's being chased, and he goes down on the other side of the 50-yard line. Jack Newcomb was in pursuit, but the Spuds with speed coming in on the play, and the stop is made, and we're trying to pick up the number, and I think that was Jackson Goda who tracked it down to put on the stop in the play. And yes, it is, as the sign from the family goes up in high. And at the 48-yard line, it's now a second down and 17.
Yeah, and Christian Vega is the one who flushed him out. And
Yes, Vega,
flushed him
yes.
and flushed him and flushed him, and then Jackson cleaned it up.
Here's the snap back, and the run goes to the far side. A nice spin off the tackle by Caden Shepner. And as he turned upfield, he picked up a couple of plays. Goda, again, coming up with the play for the Moorhead defense, closing in on the original line of scrimmage, and so with that, it is 3rd down and 12.
And Jack Tyken, they tried to run that outside zone. When he bent it outside, Tyken did a great job of keeping his outside arm free and got enough of him to slow him up so that, was it Jackson that came in and cleaned it up?
6 minutes to go here in the first half. 28-0 Moorhead, and Brainerd is putting together a drive here as they are at midfield. This drive started at their 20-yard line after Saif Alawi had kicked that out of play, or out of the end zone rather. And so that gain of about 2 yards leaves Brainerd 4th and 12, and no difficulty making this decision now. It's time to punt away with the field position as it is.
Yeah, and that time they tried to run a delayed draw, and they blew both linebackers, and they both just stuffed him.
Brady Walthall is back. The punt is away. Nice high kick. And Brady Walthall's going to let this one bounce way up in front of him by about 10, 12 yards. Down there by the Warriors. Up field in a hurry was Mitchell Deegan. And on no return, it is 1st down Moorhead. This is the longest they'll have to look upfield, as they have scored on 4 possessions to lead it 28-0.
Yeah, no short field this time. Now they're going to have to earn it. It's on about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. And Walthall did the right thing. The ball was kicked short. Actually took a Moorhead bounce and bounced back towards Brainerd. So, but it'd be interesting to see. They're gonna have to have a good workmanlike drive here.
Moorhead's passing offense, generally a possession type of offense. Receptions go 5 to 7 yards. Generally don't go upfield any farther than that. Here's the look by Feeney. He's still looking. Now leans back and throws it a long ways. This one is up for grabs, and it's tipped away at midfield. And there comes the penalty flag. Good coverage, almost too good. Well, it was too good. It brought the penalty flag. There were 2 defenders covering on the Moorhead receiver at midfield. And that is the second time we've seen that coverage bring the penalty flag.
Yep, and again, you can't fault him for it. But again, the ball sailed a little bit, and when Walthall planted to go up and get the ball, he just ran by and grabbed him by the shoulder and knocked him down. And so it's the right call, so it'll be an automatic first down and 15 yards. As
the yardage is being marked off, it will bring it out to the 35-yard or 33-yard line, rather, 33-yard line. And so the Spuds get a first down there with 5:12 to go here in the first half, working their way out of their own end of the field. Here's Feeney looking upfield. He's got some pressure coming in on him, but he gets the pass away, intended for Haugo, and it is thrown low and wide. And that incompletion stops the clock with 5:05 to go here in the second quarter, and Moorhead will now face second down.
Yeah, and Haugo that time was running a deep crossing route. And at the last second decided to try to go up. Well, by then, Feeney had already thrown the ball to the crossing route. He's got to learn to stay with that route a little bit. He's a young receiver. He hasn't had a whole lot of reps yet.
Moorhead at their own 32.5-yard line. Feeney takes a look up and down the line. He's got 3 receivers on the near side. He's in the pistol formation. Here's the snap back, and Feeney stands, calm, collect, and he's got his man out of the backfield, and it's dropped. It was right there. He was wide open for not only a catch, but a catch and a run of some good yardage, but slipped through his hands. Incomplete it goes, and it's third down.
Yeah, that was Janforth out of the backfield that time. Just ran a little swing route. Blake cleared it out for me. Had a lot of running room. And that's one of those where he looks upfield and sees how much room he's got, and he takes his eyes off the ball, I think, sometimes.
So a third down play coming for the Spuds. And a tight end, Jack Tyken. Also a starter on defense. Defensive end, Jack Tyken now in as a tight end. We don't often see that type of formation for the Spuds. Hand in motion out of the near side. Here's the pitch, forward, and the run. Oh my, 40, 35, 45 in midfield. Another penalty flag has come down way back upfield. And that may have helped spark that play along, and that hold that will be assessed against Moorhead, their first penalty of the night.
And that's too bad because they ran the jet sweep to Keenan Wendt. He was lined up in the slot and actually tossed it to him. It was almost like a little shovel pass.
A little forward shovel.
Yeah, a little shovel pass. And what's too bad is that the holding call was way behind the play, but it's holding nonetheless, and it's going to come back. But that's too bad. It was a nice run, McKeenan.
28-0 Moorhead. Their drive has been slowed somewhat here now as they will put the ball in play at their own 21-yard line. Line to gain is the 42. So do the math on that one. It is 3rd and 21. Notice how I did that so quickly?
Yeah, it's not
That's
bad.
that Ashby math showing up.
Well, I noticed you took your shoes and socks off to count them all.
I don't have 12 toes. Back to pass. Here's the look. As he stands in the pocket and throws deep. He's got his man open. And then the catch. And then the tackle made.
Haugo.
As Michael Haugo, as he comes up with the big catch. And the defender was there to drag him down, but the catch had already been made, and it's first down, Moorhead.
Had a little mismatch there. Haugo ran a kind of a skinny post from that inside twin mark, stayed right on the hash mark, and then he's so doggone tall. He went up and out-jumped the receiver, and all the receiver could do was tackle him after he caught him. But nice route, nice throw. Good job, Mr. Haugo.
Needing 21 yards, got 26, and it's first down, Moorhead. Trey Feeney in the pocket and looking. And again, this time he dumps it underneath, and that one was nearly picked off. It was intended for Blake Walthall, and the deflection nearly ended up in a defender's hands. Dropping to the turf, incomplete there. It stops play with 4:14 to go.
Yeah, running that under route or crossing route real short and deep underneath the linebackers, and he just kind of topped it. It was just a little bit high, and he just couldn't quite hang on. And he'd have had some running room if he'd have caught it, but unfortunately he didn't.
And so with that, the Spuds going right to left. Across the field wind. No favor one way or the other here tonight. As Feeney, again on the screen, dumps it off to Blake Wolthall. Gets his way loose, and he's across the 45. Not quite enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 44-yard line. So still needing about a yard, a strong yard needed to keep the drive going, and it's third down.
Yeah, and that time he was just lined up as the inside twin, and they run that middle screen where he catches the ball right over the center. They got pretty good pushback, and he found that seam and got nice body vergence, very manageable third down.
Mahmoud Jonas has checked into the Moorhead lineup. Clock is running, 3:39 to go. We're in the first half here at Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. Spuds driving with a 28-0 advantage. And the ball is dropped, and Trey Feeney alertly was able to get back and grab it and pull it in to keep it safe, but that brings up fourth down and a long ways.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's the first time we've seen that this year where when he snapped the ball, it rolled all the way to Feeney. And those are hard to pick up because they take such funny bounce, and he did the right thing, just fell on it.
Well, you got to know, too, that when you see it, you're always of concern that one of the neighborhood boys are going to be there to try to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And but he did manage to hang on. And so with the loss back to the 45-yard line, Moorhead needs 12 yards to pick up a first down. And let's see if they will punt or give away the field advantage. Back to pass and looking. Trey Feeney. He's got his man open up the field. He's got his man open and dragged down at the 15-yard line. Blake Wolthall had a stride on the defense, and he was there, took it in stride, and picks up a crucial first down for the Moorhead Spuds as they spun it down at the Brainerd 14-yard line.
Yeah, playing the numbers game. They had three receivers on the left. Blake's lined up as a wide receiver to the right. He's got single coverage, put a move on, and ran to the post. And they didn't have any. He had no inside help from the safety because of Moorhead's formation that time.
So that play brings the clock almost to the 2:20 mark. Trey Feeney rocks and waits, takes the snap and looks off to the far side, has his man open, sidesteps, slips his way, works his way, and he is just short. Now they're going to call him in for the score. Blake Wolthall gets into the scoring column for the Spuds offense as he worked his way out of several tackle attempts, and Blake Wolthall slithers his way in for the score.
And that's about what he did, too. He just kind of kept shimmying when he was getting there, but again, ran that little quick 5-yard in route that time, caught it, reverse pivoted out of that, broke one tackle, saw the end zone, and got in.
So the point after, and it's Saif Alawi. Ball was dropped but put back up onto the tee, and it is good. He manufactured that one. And so when things go right, they simply
right,
do.
Yep.
2:05 now showing in the first half. On the Speakeasy scoreboard from Moorhead's Jim Goda Stadium, it's the Spuds 35 and Brainerd nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Exactly what we love to hear.
You guys are So the Spuds have made this a 35-0 game as they have taken advantage of every opportunity presented. They've had 5 possessions. They've had 5 scores.
Yep, and they've had 6 possessions and 5 scores because their first possession they didn't get a first down.
That's right. It was 3 and out.
Yeah.
Both teams went 3 and out. I thought we were.
Which we forget about because we're not used to seeing that.
I was looking for a defensive battle, and Spud's offense started to click on their second possession. They have scored since and have taken advantage of field position along the way, some big plays along the way, and it's 35-0. So Brainerd trying to close out the half and work the ball upfield. And so with that play, Isaiah Wendorski hands off, and the Spuds run defense again is there for the stop.
And that time it was zone read, Larry, and the quarterback kept it and tried to get outside around the end, and it was not going to happen because I think it was Maxwell Dobruin just slid out and stopped him for no gain.
Moorhead's defense making their adjustments to this play coming up as the Warriors bring Brant Patton wide out near side. Wendorski takes the snap and looks upfield. Stands and looks. He's airing this one out, and he overthrows everybody. There were 3 defenders along with the intended receiver, Matthew Huseman. And with that overthrow, it stops play and brings up third down.
Yeah, basically just tried to run the straight post with that outside receiver. Moorhead's playing back in their 2 deep zone, and both safeties were there, and then the corner stayed with them, and there was no way they were going to complete that.
129 now showing in the half. 1 game remaining on the regular season. Playoffs will begin after that. And of course, with all that has been going on around, we know that there will not be state championships this year, but rather section champions will be the extent of it. And the play comes down at the 21-yard line where Moorhead takes a timeout. They'd like to have the possession one more time.
Yep, if they could.
Before halftime, and so that stops play with 1:23 to go. On the well, let's see, they're going to simply just stop the clock. I don't think they're actually going to head over to the sideline. And now they do amble off to the far side. We'll take this break. 1:23 remaining on the Speakeasy scoreboard from Moorhead. Spuds 35, Brainerd nothing.
Speakeasy, just off 8th Street, 994 in South Moorhead.
On 30th Avenue.
Speakeasy. Just before the snap was delivered, the whistle stopped play, and officials have come up and they are reorganizing. And there will be a false start. I think the call against false start against Brainerd. So after facing 4th and 9, it'll be 4th and 14 now for the Warriors as they will spite the line of scrimmage at the 16-yard line. Brainerd's ready to punt away. Brady Wolfall is back waiting near midfield. Waiting for the snap. Moorhead patient defensively. Here's the play. 1 step, 2 steps in the kick. Brady Wolfall will come up on it, make the catch, and run. Get away from the first line of defense. Heads to the sideline 30. Up the sideline 20. And finally runs his way out of bounds. There was a late flag on the tackle of Brady Wolfall. It comes out of bounds, and the Spuds are dangerously close to putting one more on the board here before the half.
Boy, I tell you what, he took that thing almost on the dead run, had 2 people ready to tackle him. He made a beeline for the sideline where they had a nice wall set up, Larry. He got a couple nice blocks. And then when he got tackled out of bounds, it looks like they're going to, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be against Brainerd because Brainerd's backing up.
Tanner Kynes is checking in for Moorhead.
Face mask.
Okay, we got a face mask violation on the tackle by Brainerd as they track down on Brady Wolfall. Kynes, who was ready to check in, now asked to come off the field. And he is taking his space here as the Spuds face 1st and goal at about the 4-yard line of the Warriors. 1:10 to go. Trey Feeney waits, snap, looking, lots of time to the end zone, caught. There was absolutely no, but the play was run to perfection.
Yep.
There's not much more we can say about it. As the Spuds put one more on the board after a great punt return by Brady Walthall. And now the point after try by Saif Alawi.
And all he did was ran just a little out route, and again the timing of it goes, and I believe that was Blake that caught that one, because that's his side, and timing was perfect, and their corner was nowhere near there. He ended up in the back of the end zone.
Here's the point after try, on its way up and on its way good. Saif Alawi is now 6 for 6 tonight.
Wow.
With 1:05 to go in the first half from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 42, Brainerd nothing.
I gotta sit down for a
Balance. It's more than just what's
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Burt's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Well, the kickoff comes down to the near side. It was muffed and then chased by Brant Patton. And as he tried to turn the corner against the Spud special teams, he's brought down at about the 2-yard line. And that play, the kickoff took a little bit of a wiggly wobble, and it forced Patton to kind of readjust his return. And when that happened, the Spud special teams was waiting, and the stop made. And so with 58 seconds to go now in the half, Brainerd comes out of their far side huddle and will begin this drive at their own 3-yard line.
Yeah, and they did that squib kick and it got back and bottom. He actually ran into the end zone, came back out, and Thomas Myers just put a nice stop on him.
So with the play, down the line option, stopped at about the 2-yard line. I'm not sure they got any positive yardage on the play.
Nope.
And that brings up second down.
And they're
Isaiah Wendorski handing it off.
Yep, trying to run the inside zone, and Moorhead just getting so much push up front, and Christian Vega's kind of sitting in the middle area, and he's been moving people backwards, and then that just makes it easier for the linebackers and those two defensive ends. Wow.
Well, you won't say that there's a delay here, but they are taking a good long look at the play clock, so that this play now will be likely, very likely, the last play of the half. As Wendorski takes the snap and he heads up on the near side and then is dragged down. But there is another penalty flag down, and that will stop play at the 14.5-second mark. Wendorski on the run to the near side.
Yep, just running at the quarterback keeper that time, and he got outside, but now they're going to end up with a face mask, so they're going to be able to get out of the shadow of that goal line a little bit because they had a face mask.
Now the penalty against Moorhead.
Yep.
Brings it
away
from the goal line area and out 15 yards, and they'll spot it at the 21. So a little bit better situation here. Maybe they'll head out, look upfield. They've got the ability to throw long, Wendorski, and so far has not had the time to do that, as the Spuds pressure has pretty much dictated how this game is being played. Wendorski waiting. Here's the snap back. As the handoff will go and the Spuds are there, and I think that tackle, it looked like Christian Vega.
That's exactly who it was.
As he wrapped it up right at the point of attack, and that will let the clock run out, as the Spuds have been virtually perfect here so far tonight. Not much else we can say about it except that they have had the ball 8 times. They have scored 7. Correction, they've had the ball 7 times and have scored 6. And at the half, the teams head out on the Speakeasy scoreboard. It's Moorhead 42 and Brainerd nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Welcome back to Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead, the Spuds and the Brainerd Warriors, and this is an atypical game. We could do a lot of research and find a score between these two teams that does not rival what we are watching here tonight.
No, I don't think you can find a score like this between Moorhead and Brainerd, even if we go back to the days of drawn horses. This is just Moorhead is playing a very, very almost perfect game on offense, and defensively they've been outstanding tonight.
And there have been some things, you talk about the breaks of the game, there have been penalties along the way that has enhanced Moorhead's production. There have been penalties along the way that has detracted from what Brainerd has been trying to do. And when they did get the ball across midfield, they also had a couple of breaks, but couldn't take full advantage.
And just couldn't take full advantage. And you got to, I tell you right now, defensively, you got to give Moore a lot of credit. They are flying to the ball. Their front four are doing a nice job of pushing back. There's no running lanes, Larry.
And so with that, the Spuds have mounted up a big number, 42-0 here at the half. And so the thing to talk about in the locker room, it's you got two sides of the coin here on what to talk about. And we'll talk about that when we return. We're at halftime on the Speakeasy scoreboard from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. It's the Spuds 42 and Brainerd 0.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes, offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Sartell, you don't want to play them late. And they did a number on Alexandria, which really surprised me. So it depends on which Sartell team I think is going to show up.
And so with that thought in mind, Moorhead, on the other hand, 4-0 coming into tonight's game. And they will take on Bemidji. And like Brainerd in years past, Bemidji and Moorhead is a game you want to be a part of.
Absolutely. And I always call it the B team. So now they get the second B team, which Bemidji. And Bemidji's having a heck of a year. They haven't hardly missed a beat. When Troy Hendricks stepped down, he kept his offense coordinator, made him the head coach to run the same stuff. And you know it's going to be a good game next week.
It'll be solid, and it'll be in Moorhead, Moorhead and Bemidji next week, Wednesday night, to end the regular season. And so as we take a look, the Spuds have made their way onto the field, and we're waiting for the Brainerd Warriors, who simply went off to there's a utility shed off to the east end of the football field. They gathered around that, and will be ready to start play here when we return. You're listening to the Spuds and the Warriors. And tonight, we're at halftime. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 42, Brainerd nothing. Warm-ups being completed here tonight for return to the third quarter on Jim Goda Stadium, 42-0. And there have been some games earlier this season that Moorhead played that indicated this could happen. But we got to understand that it's Moorhead and Brainerd, and you don't expect this kind of score to happen.
No, you do not expect it at all. And Brainerd, they're not a bad team, but you can tell they're kind of feeling their way around a little bit on offense. And on defense, they're just kind of getting educated a little bit as far as what happens to them in front of them. You know, that short passing game, and then not being able to break down and make tackles. And the yards after the catch by all the receivers today has been pretty good. They
had to make the adjustment also that Nathaniel Staling, after a play that saw him shaken up on the field, did not return to play and gave way then to Isaiah Windorski. So that adjustment in the cadence and in the way the plays are called may have affected, but Windorski was able to drive the ball in and across midfield on one drive, but then the Spud defense stopped things and took over.
Yeah, and the Spud defense has been playing so well all year, especially, last week they really stepped up, and now tonight it's been something else to watch.
Moorhead getting ready.
Well, they are going to get the ball.
Well, get the football. David Lindell is back deep, lighting, but we'll see how many of the players that we called in the first half will return to play here in the second half. It looks like the special teams has a whole new look. 42-0.
Went and Yanforth are that deep.
So Brainerd breaking their huddle along the far side, getting ready to kick away. They will kick it left to right. Return team setting up at the 10-yard line. Jackai Fitzpatrick, Blake Walthall, Connor Heinch, Brady Walthall, Blake Walthall a second and again a third time for the Spuds scoring in the first half. On the approach, here's the Brainerd kickoff off the near hash mark. It is low, it is driven inside the 10, gathered there at the 9, and the return to the 15, the 20, 25 and 30. We've got some room. 45, still on his feet. Still on his feet. Keenan went across the 40 and deep into Brainerd territory, stepping out of bounds. Keenan went on a great return all the way down to the Brainerd 25-yard line, and the Spuds have it first down. But there's a penalty down.
That's why everybody's going back to the west end of the field, because you're going to get a block in the back at about the 30-yard line.
Both teams have found themselves guilty of penalties tonight. Inopportune. Of course, there's no opportune time, but it just seems that they come at the times that take away a great return or stop a drive. And this time it nullifies a great return by Keenan Went. And with that penalty marked against the Spuds, they will try it again.
That's too bad, and he did a nice job, and he got some nice blocking up front. As a matter of fact, towards the end when he was getting down to Yanforth, who was behind him, sprinted in front of him and tried to make an extra block for him. And that was pretty cool to see, because that was all straight hustle all the way down for about 80 yards.
A spot foul puts the football down at the 17-yard line, where it's first down for Moorhead as they move it upfield right to left. Here's the play back and a quick look on the near side. Screen pass set up and struggling to get away up near the 25-yard line. Yanforth getting his first reception of the night. And
his shoe came off.
One of the Brainerd players wanted to help him up, but he says, you know what, I got to have my shoes on first. So Yanforth heads back now into the huddle. And after that play of 9, it is second down and 1.
Yeah, and all he did, he was in the trips formation that time on Moorhead's left, and he just took one step back, and they basically threw the bubble screen to him, and he made one guy miss real bad. And then got tackled, but a nice 8-yard gain. Again, yards after the catch, Larry.
3 receivers to the far right side is Trey Feeney. Steps, looks, throws, perfect throw. Blake Walthall, catch at the 35, puts him down at the 37-yard line. More than enough for the first down. Blake Walthall on the first down catch.
Again, running a quick post, and what he does is he gets in front of the corner, or gets by the corner, and the deep safety, they're playing cover 2, is back there. The ball comes in, is thrown in between those two, and then he gets big yards again after that.
Just underway in the third quarter. It is 42-0 Moorhead. Spuds have taken the opening third quarter kickoff and advanced it now in spite of a penalty. They've put it across the 37-yard line. Trey Feeney, here's the handoff on the near side. Nice move to get away and upfield. You know, you start to think a little bit about the fact that the passing offense has been so devastating for opponents, and yet when you see some of the running plays develop, the old smash mouth football coaches and fans out there thinking, you know what, Moorhead could still be a good running team the way things have developed so far.
Especially when you see that you got Mahmoud Jonas in the game, you know that he's going to come in and get in on that linebacker when they run that wham play. And that time it was just an inside zone. He bounced it outside, broke a tackle, and got 6-7 yards.
Jonas sets up just outside the left tackle. He is the key blocker. Here's the play, and a sprint upfield, getting away, still on his feet, struggling to the 45.
Wow.
A big pile is still moving loose. Will he get away? No. Finally, the play is blowing dead at the 39-yard line. Oh, my. Let's give that about a 17, 18-yard pickup.
Yep. And they ran that wham play, and sure enough, Jonas got in, got on the linebacker. Then Moorhead's Jaden Coley, who's their left tackle, he had pressure on the guy, and he was still pushing him backwards and helping with the pile to go back at the same time. That was a heck of a job.
Moving the ball down to the Brainerd 39-yard line. Blake Walthall, Brady Walthall, wide out far right. Michael Haugo wide near left. Pistol formation, Trey Feeney. Snap is back. Little play action, move off to the far side, leans back to throw. He's got his man wide open.
Wow.
Just inside the 21-yard line. Wolfall there on the catch. And that's a Moorhead first down, and the Chains will move on.
Yep, and they had both Brady and Blake on the right side that time, and Brady ran a short out. Blake ran kind of an arrow route where he bends it outside, and again, the timing of the ball, right when he came out of the break, he threw it to him, got extra yards, and then got out of bounds, but again, got a big first down.
Blake Wolfall's reception spots it at the 22-yard line. Loaded up in the backfield now. There's a running back, I think, Mahmoud Jonas on the right side, and there's the tailback. And getting loose and struggling forward. George Janforth on the run, goes down at the 16-yard line. And a nice gain there of 4, sets up second down.
Yeah, again, with Jonas, he's lined up right over the tackle, and then he stepped back inside and he gets in on that linebacker. The backside linebacker has now get across 2 gaps to make that tackle. By the time he does it, he's got a 5-yard gain.
Connor Heinz has checked in for Moorhead. Got a whole new look. I think that we were looking at some different players. I haven't seen some of these leggings here earlier.
Yeah.
Back to pass and throwing to the end zone. It is tipped up.
Oh,
tipped
my
up
goodness.
and tipped away.
Touchdown.
And touchdown. Moorhead had 2 receivers in the end zone. The deepest receiver went up for it, tipped it away, and it came right back to a second receiver moving in. And an injury outside the field of play has stopped play momentarily, but the Spuds get 6 more and will line up for the point after here in a moment. We will try to identify and see if we can't pick up. The play was shaken up. Brady Wolfall went up first, and I think he's still on his back.
No, it was Brady that made the catch for the
Brady
touchdown.
made the catch
Yes.
after the deflection.
I think that's Blake.
Okay.
And they got tangled up when the ball
Yeah,
was.
there were two receivers and the 2 or 3 defenders, and it was a play that is, if you could have it on video, is going to be long remembered for the way that transpired.
But things are going good for you when the defender actually makes good play, swats the ball away, and here comes.
And then the offensive player catches it.
Yeah, it makes a diving catch.
And so for the moment, play has stopped, and we will return to Jim Goda Stadium after this timeout on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Point after coming up, it's Moorhead 48, Brainerd nothing.
If you're applying.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze,
Well, we returned to field, and it was Blake Wolfall that was shaken on that play, but given a little bit of time, he kind of regained his composure. He did show some favoritism walking, but was able to walk without any assistance, and so we're glad to hear that and to see that. And so when he came off the field, then Moorhead lined up for their point after, and Ellie Feeney attempted her 3rd point after of the season, but this one got blocked. The snap was low, the kick was low, and the kick point after try was no good. And that puts us out onto the field for the Moorhead kickoff. Saif Alawi, who has that great leg, spotting it now on the near hash mark at the 40-yard line. Moorhead now has built up a 48-0 advantage.
And what are they going to do this time? They can let them kick it deep, or they do the squib again? It's always interesting to see what they do.
Sometimes that squib attempt you think is intentional, but sometimes it's just an error.
Yeah, sometimes he just misses it.
Here's the approach and the kick. Oh, my. Here it goes. Way out of the end zone. Saif Alawi will pick up the tee and head to the near sideline. And, I thought that when a kicker was able to kick so prodigiously off the field of play that he didn't have to pick up the tee, but Saif Alawi picks up his own tee.
Yep, he picks up his own tee, and then every time he comes off, 7 Tanner Canes, they've got this little ritual they do where they do the shimmy and then get up and do the hip block.
See, that's something I hope I never have to see you do.
I can't get up anymore like that. If I jump, I'd get hurt coming down.
8:24 remaining. Here's the play now by the Warriors as they come out of their own end of the field at the 20, and the Spud defense is there. It wiggles his way loose across the 22, so about a 3-yard gain on the play. And Brainerd now faces second down and 7.
And again, Moorhead is getting so much penetration on that side, Larry, and the Spuds, Jake Thielke is playing that defensive end on that side, and he just completely muddled up that place where they have no cohesion at all.
Isaiah Wendorski back to pass. Leans one off to the far side, and he underthrows the play. Trying to hook up with Jed Klang, but it came away incomplete as it was thrown wide and low. And that brings up third down.
And again, Moorhead's coming off that edge, and he had to throw the ball early because he had somebody in his back pocket. There's no way that he could even get his feet set to throw the ball.
And we got a penalty now. I think Moorhead encroached.
Yep.
There was some movement along the front line, and Moorhead's, once you cross into the encroachment zone,
Yep.
whether you make contact or not, it's a penalty. Encroachment, Moorhead, 5 yards towards Brainerd, sets up third down and about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, he just got a little happy when they actually kind of, when he said down, the line moved over just a little bit, and that caused him to do that. And we don't have, that's Thomas Myers that time, and we don't get to say that about him very often.
Back to pass and looking. The screen is set. The catch and the run up across the 30 looks to be a first down.
Yep.
Nice catch along the far sideline in the field of play, and then the step forward. Another 3, maybe 4 yards after the catch. Chains will move up, and it's first down Brainerd.
And Moorhead had that pretty well defense, but they ran that bubble screen out that time, and he did a nice job of bringing it inside, then stepping back outside, and so he was able to pick up an extra block that way by, he bought himself a little time, Larry.
Wendorski has come on to play late in the first quarter and has gone the rest of the way. Here's Wendorski. Nothing open on the near side. The turn to the back side of the play, and on the run, Caden Shepner. I wonder if did I see a penalty? I think I did. A penalty flag be thrown.
Yep, and that's going to be against Brainerd.
And this penalty against the Warriors will mark off yardage. There's 5. There's 10. And that's it. They'll spot it down at the 19-yard line. It's first down Brainerd and 20.
Yeah, and at that time, again, they got caught on a holding call, but they're just trying to bounce that thing outside, and Moorhead is just getting so much push that there is no running lanes at all.
Wide receiver to the far left side now for Brainerd. Wide receiver near right side. Wendorski's back to pass and looking. Scrambling and looking, he faces the pressure and then wisely threw it away. Oh my, there was a great speed coming in at him, and Jackson Goda, who was bearing down on him, and at the last second, Wendorski felt it coming his way, and he threw it away.
And Jackson, again, he's playing that inside backer spot. They ran a bootleg that time and actually had Moorhead caved down, but Jackson has absolutely nobody responsibility in the pass on that one, so he just ran to the alley and forced him to throw the ball out of bounds. That's just great pressure, and he does a nice job from that inside linebacker spot.
2nd and 22 for the Warriors. Wendorski, shotgun formation, wings left and right, back to pass, looking right, throwing left, overthrowing. He threw quickly, and the receiver knew he was probably going to be in possession, but Jed Klang looked up, and it was sailing away and into the Brainerd bench.
Yeah, again, Jake Thielke from his left defensive end spot, Larry, he just completely got off the offensive tackle. He had free rein to the quarterback. He had to throw it sooner than he wanted to, but if Jake Thielke was coming on my blind side, I'd get rid of the ball too.
Third down coming, Brainerd. Wendorski in the pocket, and the handoff goes to about the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. There was a whole muddle up of players, and then Shepner broke loose. Did pick up some positive yardage, leaving the Warriors now with a 4th down play. 15 yards needed for a new set of downs, but at this field position, it requires the punter.
Yeah, and again, Moorhead, they tried to run that sweep that time at Theukli from his spot, came in and blew it up, and he ended up backing that thing up over the right guard when he cut that up.
Moorhead's punt return sets up at the 35-yard line. Here's the approach and the kick. It is low, and it takes a Moorhead bounce straight up into the air. Then it takes a Brainerd bounce, and it rolls along the ground inside the 40 and down near the 38-yard line, and that's where the Spuds offense rolls onto the field. 6:36 to go here in the third quarter, and the Spuds have put up a big number so far, leading at 48-0. And keeping in mind that we are all aware of the mercy clock, or the running time, it doesn't take place until the fourth quarter. So with that, the Spuds at their own 38-yard line and looking upfield. Here's the snap back and the handoff. They'll keep it on the ground and move it up across the 45-yard line, rather, 45-yard line. A gain of 8. Second down and 2. And in this past year, when the Spuds have played their opponents, the second half has been a running offense because they've been so fortunate to have the bigger score on their opponent. The only exception to that was their game against Rogers a week ago. And we've got another injury. And with that timeout on the field, 6:22 remaining here in the third quarter on the Speakeasy scoreboard. It's Moorhead 48 and Brainerd nothing.
No.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
Players kneeling down on one knee, watching on and hoping for the best results there from their injured comrade, while the Spuds, looking on to the field, are in a huddle along the near sideline. And it wasn't that long ago that they were looking onto the field, hoping that their player would be able to get up and walk off. And fortunately, we're able to see that both the Moorhead player and the Warriors player, and it's Gavin Bowers, able to walk off the field. He was very apparent that he was shaken pretty badly, but he was able to work it off, walk it off, and he's off the field now. Whether or not he'll return, of course, will be depending on the trainer and the coaches along the far side. So the Spuds, at their own 45-yard line, needing 3. Handoff right side and on the run. Brainerd defense is there. Good run to stop defense right at the 45-yard line. And that brings up third down.
Yep, tried to run that outside zone type play a little bit. And Keenan was doing his dangerous, tried to get his feet, upfield, and it was more of a sideways type thing, only gained about a yard.
Keenan went on the run. Michael Haugo checking in. Spuds facing a 3rd and 2 situation at their own 45-yard line, make it the 46. Here's the snap back.
Oh.
And a run to the near side, struggling for the first down, then getting more. And finally, Janforth was able to be wrestled down. He had stepped across midfield and was near the 48-yard line. That's where they'll mark it, and it's first down, Moorhead.
Yeah, and that time they ran the wham play. They had a blocker blocking back in front of him. And he got past that line of scrimmage. He met the linebacker after about a 3-yard gain and knocked him backwards and then pushed himself for more. That was a nice run. A lot of power behind him on that one.
Spuds with a new set of downs at the Brainerd 48-yard line. As the Spuds line up, pistol formation. Here's the turn and the handoff. And it's strictly power running now between the tackles. And this one goes down at the 45-yard line. Moorhead's blocker, you mentioned this, Jaden Coley.
Yep.
And as an offense, you don't often get a chance to see or recognize the job they do individually. But Jaden Coley has been very instrumental, not only in protecting his quarterback, but leading the rushing game that has been established here for the Spuds tonight, Jaden Coley.
And now we got Arzine Shaheen in at running back.
Here's the snap back. Here's the turn and the look and a quick toss. And caught, wrapped up. Tanner Kynes on the catch and brought to the near side. Kynes on the reception right at the 41-yard line. And it'll be third down and about 3.
Yep, and that might be his first catch of the year, but again, we're just running that doggone little hitch pass that they do, and the timing is such that when he comes out of his route, the ball's already in the air.
Kynes checks in on the near left side on 3rd and 3. Trey Feeney with the snap. They'll keep it on the ground, run to the far side. It looked to be enough, but all of a sudden the Brainerd defense was there, put on the brakes and stopped the play. And I don't think he got across the 40-yard line. So just a short gain on that play. And the ball came loose, and Brainerd has recovered.
Okay.
We didn't see all of that. We didn't see all of that.
No, can't.
Somewhere in all of that mess, the ball had been either wrestled loose, knocked loose. Regardless, it was recovered by the Warriors. And that's first down, Brainerd at their own 40-yard line.
Yep, he was just trying to get X yards, and when you get in that pile like that, and if he's still moving forward, somebody just reached in and grabbed it out. And with that many people there's no way we were going to see that ball came out.
3:22 to go here in the third. Moorhead has built up a 48-0 advantage on Brainerd. Receivers left and right. Isaiah Wendorski takes a snap and drops back and looks. He wants to throw. Being chased, he swings one out. He's got his man open at the midfield stripe. And a great leap forward to pick up the catch. Jed Klang was right there. He was horizontal to the turf when he hauled that one in for a first down reception.
Yeah, and he came all the way across the formation, Larry, to make that catch. And with them sprinting out like that, he was able to find that little spot in between the safety and the corner, kind of sat down, and the quarterback hit him perfectly, and that's a big first down for them.
Right across midfield, nearing the Moorhead 49-yard line. Clock is inside of 3 minutes to go here in the third. Wendorski takes a look. He's got receivers to the far side. Handoff, however, goes to the fullback in the formation, and Gabe Wagner works his way across the 45, and that's the first time we've seen that play from Brainerd tonight. Gabe Wagner picks up the yardage at the 40-yard line. A 9-yard pickup, leaving 2nd and 1.
Well, Vince Lombardi would be proud right now because they ran the old-fashioned Green Bay sweep. They pulled both guards, shielded down. He stayed right on that back pulling guard's hip until he saw some room and got 9 yards.
Quickly out of the huddle and up to the line. Here's the turn and the handoff. This time there is no room. The blocking broke down just at the point of attack. They will count as forward motion right at the 41-yard line, so virtually no gain on that play, and it's now 3rd down and 1.
Yeah.
Or 3rd down and 9, rather, after a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to run power. It looks like they pulled the backside guard. But again, we get to call his name, Jake Thielke, met that guard at the line of scrimmage, and there was no timing at all there.
Pass formation, strong far left side. Wendorski takes a look. Play clock, still plenty of time left on that. 15 seconds and counting. Wendorski, handoff. Spuds defense makes the stop. Shedding the blocks and reaching in. Shoulder to shoulder stop made. Jackson Goda with the stop at the 41-yard line, and it's 4th down.
And Thielke again, Larry, they tried to run that C block where they pulled the guard, and he met that guard and pushed him back about 3 yards, and then I think all 3 linebackers get in on that play. Holy mackerel.
At this point on the field, Brainerd is going to run a play. They won't punt away. needing 2 yards. Here's the look and the pass, and the throw is there, and the catch is made. First down reception on the far side of the field. And that will move the chains for the Warriors and keep this drive going.
Yep, and I tell you what, that was a nice throw and catch. He just when the receiver came out of his break, the ball was in the air, caught it, and then he just made sure he caught it, wrapped it up, and went down on the ground just to make sure he get the first down.
So when Dorsky becoming a bit more comfortable at his spot here as the game has come along, the handoff here, and this is down in a hurry. Just to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah,
Ragnar on the carry there, the fullback again.
Yep.
And I don't know that Brainerd will run another play. 16 seconds and counting down. They are standing and looking, and we will go to the fourth quarter. It has been an impressive performance by the Spuds here tonight on their home turf as they take on their arch rival, the Brainerd Warriors. And after 3 quarters of play on the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 48 and Brainerd nothing.
QZ.
The Spuds leading at 48-0. They led 42-0 at the half, and it has been a completely different style of play here in the third quarter and in the second half. Brainerd now has put the ball down inside the 40-yard line. They've spotted it at the 38, and from there, Brainerd faces 3rd and 11. And Windorski is back to pass. He's under some pressure, slips away, comes near side, and runs into a tackler at the 32-yard line. And on that stop, it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, again,
I think Caden Berg was in on the play along with Austin Altipeter.
Yep. And I get to say his name again, Jake Thielke flushed him out of the pocket again, almost made the tackle, but nice job by Altipeter to come up and make the initial hit.
At the 32-yard line of Moorhead. Windorski waits for the snap, out of the shotgun formation, floats far side and looks, leans back and throws, and it's overthrown. He had his man out in the open, but was well covered, and so he had to throw over the top, hoping that he could camp underneath it, could not. Ball turned over on downs, and the Spuds will get the football as we are just underway in the fourth quarter.
And again, Moorhead put good pressure on the quarterback. It was not intended to be a rollout, but he got flushed out of the pocket. And when you got to throw on the run like that, and with that crosswind, the ball just sailed on him a little bit, and that's a tough thing to do.
Clock is underway, remembering that this has got running time. We're in the fourth quarter with a 35 or more point lead.
And Gavin is our quarterback.
Gavin Quaid, who has seen some action in the second half of games so far this year. Here's the play off to the left side, looking for some room, stepping forward and across the 35. Carson Went, picking up the carry there. Went on that carry, and a 6-yard pickup. Wholesale changes across that front line now for Moorhead. And Moorhead will have 2nd and 5.
And nice job by Carson. They ran that little inside zone play, and he saw that the tackle had turned his guy out, and he went right between the guard and tackle. Did a nice job of getting his shoulder pad leveled down, so when he had contact, he got an extra yard because of that. So it's a nice job of running by Carson Went.
Here's the play now to the near side, and a nice hole opens up briefly, and then it's shut down. As they spot it at the 30. Quaid, as we heard now, is the quarterback for the Spuds at the 6-yard line. Moorhead facing 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that time something we haven't seen them do, but more run type offense right now, and they blew both inside linebackers. And Carson got past the first one, but that second wave stopped him after only about a yard.
Shotgun formation or pistol formation for the Spuds. Snap is back, rolling near side. Quaid leans, looks, throws.
Nice.
Was he inbounds?
Yep.
Waiting to see, yes. Nice run to the near side for Tanner Kynes as he picks up his second reception of the quarter, and he has picked up a first down.
And again, bought himself some time. They ran that quarterback boot or eight side boot that time. Kynes started inside and pivoted, came back outside. The ball was thrown just nice. He threw it on the run, threw it right to the sideline. He got both feet down, and had a nice first down. And that was a nice ball by
Kynes now goes wide out far left side. Quaid, sophomore quarterback, getting some valuable playing time here. Handoff, nothing going there. The Brainerd defense was there with a big stop on the way. And so on that carry, it will leave Moorhead with a second down. We've got a host of players at Moorhead.
Tough to keep up with.
And because the shutout is in play, we're going to go with Jackson Goda tonight as our player of the game. For all the things that defensive line, it's hard to pick out a single person. But tonight, it's Jackson Goda. Brought to you by Bruce Johnson at Remax Realty One. Here's the snap back, and the play comes to the near side. Nice run, developing play is across midfield, but a flag for holding will bring it back. That was a good 4 or 5 yard gain to the near side, and it'll be pulled up and run back, and a penalty against the Spuds.
That's too bad. A nice job by Carson Wentz again. They ran that little quick sweep that they run to the right. He stayed on the guard. Guard got a block. Unfortunately, when the guard got a block, he hooked him with his arm. That's probably why he was able to bounce it outside like that.
Mackay Elmore goes out wide, far left side, getting his first playing time here tonight. Quaid hands off, and they'll try that run. And there again, that offensive line, even though it's a new set of players out there, they're getting the job done. They're finding a way to help their running back upfield, and they spot it at the 45, leaving Moorhead now 3rd and 2.
Yeah, again, just running that little, not zone play, but where the lead back gets up on the linebacker. It's basically an isolation play. He got on the linebacker, the running back. I couldn't tell who was carrying the ball that time, and just made a nice cut and got up and get the penalty back, and then almost
3rd and short.
3rd and 11.
3rd and long, rather. 3rd and 12 after that penalty had been assessed. Here's Quaid, and we'll stop play here.
Yeah, we're going to have
false start.
Yep.
Getting the play underway before it was ready. And so the Spuds, rather than 3rd and long, will be 3rd and longer as they put the ball back at the 40-yard line. Line to gain is the Brainerd 43.
Yeah, and that's too bad. They, again, just, different quarterback, all new people, get the jitters a little bit. His cadence is different than what some of those guys are used to hearing, so, they just kind of get a little fidgety in there sometimes.
Wide receiver left, wide receiver near right side. Gavin Quaid on here in the 4th quarter. Hands off left side. Nice hole opens up. Big hole opens up. A lot of room opens up inside midfield into the 45 and all the way down. Carson went on the carry to the 41-yard line, and that's a Moorhead first down.
That's about a 22-yard run. Again, running that wham play, and he was at full steam when he broke through the line of scrimmage, and the safety had to come all the way up from where he was playing the trade, and he missed him and a little bit, and that gave him that little extra oomph he needed to get the first down.
Out of the huddle, Moorhead comes up. Gavin Quaid lines up in pistol formation. Tanner Kynes now leaves and goes far left. He'll set up there. And as Quaid looks and takes the snap, he rolls near side and looks. A quick toss to the near side, and it's knocked away incomplete. Good defensive play on the near side by Adam Jensen. He reached across, made sure that he reached for the football and not to make contact with the player. That took away any possibility of a penalty, and it knocked the ball away incomplete, and Moorhead faces 2nd and 10.
That's real good corner play that time. He timed that just perfect, and when Gavin rolled out to his right and he threw the ball, the timing is there, but the corner, he did a nice job of sitting on that route and knocking that down. That's a nice play by
With
the
running
Brainerd.
time here in the 4th quarter, 4:44 now showing. Moorhead took a 42-0 halftime advantage to 48-0,
no.
and Moorhead for the 2nd time in this quarter losing the football. It went to the ground, it got covered up. Recovery for Jacob Holm of Brainerd, and it's 1st down Warriors.
Yeah, they were trying to run sweep, and Jager Johnson was the running back, and he never got the ball comfortably. You could see that he was trying to get it set, and it just, of course,
it popped out.
Popped right out, and nice job by Brainerd to jump on it.
So it's 1st down Warriors, and they'll get one of the best field positions they've had to start a drive, taking over here at their own 44-yard line. Clock is running now with 4.5 minutes to go. Wendorski has been playing, and as we check in, he has given way now in a 3rd quarterback as Jacob Lindman comes on to play, and he is the 3rd quarterback in the lineup for the Warriors.
I tell you what, they tried to run that little sweep outside. Moore did a nice job to defend that. They've got just about all new players in there, and whoever's playing that outside linebacker spot on that time did a nice job of getting off the block of the guard to making that tackle.
Lindman checking in under center before stepping back in shotgun. Snap is back, and Lindman wants to throw, but he's going to have to hurry, and he won't get there. A big pursuit and a quarterback sack for the Spuds linebacking core as they break in on the play, chasing it down for the stop. And Ashton Larry getting the call on that one as the quarterback sack to the junior puts the ball down at the 38-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 16.
And I tell you, the quarterback did a nice job too. He was trying to get away. All of a sudden he was, hey, he's got me pretty good, and he tucked that ball away to make sure that he didn't fumble it also.
So that brings us down to the 3-minute mark here. And the snap back, here's the look, Lindman. Again, he got away. There's the penalty flag for face mask. He reached in for the sack, and he caught a lot of face mask on the way by. And that is a big penalty that will give 1st down to the Warriors as they try to scramble upfield here at the end of this one.
That's too bad, and that was not intentional. He just said when the quarterback stepped up, he just did what you always do. He just automatically stuck that arm out, and unfortunately he grabbed the face mask, and he's beating himself up a little bit. And I see, son, that's just going to happen once in a while.
A spot foul will put it down at the 39-yard line. It was not.
It was just a 5-er.
Oh, it was a 5-yard penalty. Okay,
yeah.
So then as a result, not enough for the 1st down, and it's still 3rd and 15. 2:45 to go. A long look off to the far side before stepping in, Jacob Lindman. Now steps back, pistol formation and waiting. Lindman off the snap. He sees the pressure. Now the penalty flag. Play comes to the near side. Catch is made by Eric Eidenschenk, but a flag down for holding, and even I saw that one.
Yep.
From way up here, I saw that one.
Did you? Well, you finally cleaned your glasses.
Well, that was it.
And it was obvious, too, because the Moorhead defender was on his way to get to the quarterback, and he just grabbed him. But I'll tell you what, nice play, nice throw, and nice catch. Receiver came back to the quarterback, caught the ball, and would have had a 1st down if it wasn't for the holding call.
This holding penalty puts the ball down at the 23-yard line. 30 yards needed for a 1st down. It's 3rd and 30.
Well, I'm going to say that they're in 4-down territory.
At least. Windman back in shotgun. Here's the look upfield. Leaning back and throwing. He's rifling it there, and it's tipped away. Good defensive play by the Spuds as they reach across the front and knock the pass away. That incompletion brings up 4th down.
I believe that was Carson Wentler.
Yes.
He's playing free, playing that safety spot. Read it, broke on the play, and what he did is he made sure that he took his upfield arm and and knocked it away so that he wouldn't interfere, but he still had the opportunity to make the tackle if he had missed it. But that was a nice play by Carson Wentz.
Line to gain is across midfield at the Moorhead 46-yard line. Play clock is running. No hurry to get this play in. I expect that they will run it down, may even take a timeout as they try to get one onto the field, and they were just waiting for somebody to stop play. And
that's
there
what
it
they
is.
just did, yep.
Yeah, took the timeout call. Play clock had run down, and they were taking as much time off as they could. And we'll return for a final minute of play from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead on the Speakeasy scoreboard. It's Moorhead 48 and Brainerd nothing.
Knowing the right people make
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Deep in their own end of the field, ready to punt away. And it is a high kick. Oh, my. Well, the nicest punt we've seen. And Moorhead muffs it. And the ball rolls loose. Scrambling after it, finally picked up. And now they're going to whistle it down.
Yeah, because he fair caught it.
He called for the fair catch, lost it, scrambled for it. First down, Moorhead.
Yeah. And I don't blame Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick for picking that up and trying to go because he saw that whole thing. But once the fair catch is made, even though it was a muffed, it ends up being where he recovered the muff at, and that's going to be at about the 32-yard line maybe.
Kason Storbakken is checking in. We have time for this play, and that'll take care of the result here tonight. And for the third time in 5 games, Moorhead defense has not allowed a point. In 5 games played, the Spuds have allowed just 18 points total. And here's the run up across the 40, across the 45, up near midfield.
Lamar Taylor.
And on that play, the Spuds can put this one in the column and put this one in the record book as they shut out Brainerd here tonight. Pardon me. Reminding you that our player of the game tonight, Jackson Goda, brought to you by Bruce Johnson at Remax Realty 1. We'll talk about Jackson Goda's performance, the Spuds' defense performance, and what Brainerd and Moorhead have to look forward to next week. We'll return to Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. Our final score on the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 48, Brainerd nothing.
I'm here now with our Remax Realty 1 Bruce Johnson player of the game, Jackson Goda. Jackson, you guys rolled another victory tonight, get another shutout. What's the attitude like in the defense right now, and what does the shutout mean to you?
Yeah, we're playing really fast. Playing as a team, we're just trying to get to the ball every play, and good things happen.
Your offense put up 48 points tonight. How key is that for you guys as a defense, knowing that your offense is going to go out there and put up points for you guys? That take the pressure off? What does that do for you guys?
Yeah, we get them the ball, they score. We get them the ball, they score. We're just trying to put as many teams, get the life out of the other team real quick.
You get a big win over a rival Brainerd tonight. What does it mean for you to beat Brainerd, especially at home here at Jim Goda Stadium?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of Brainerd games where it's the other way around. Moorhead's getting beat, so it's always feels good to give a nice punch to Brainerd.
You guys improved to 5-0 now. Next week you take on Bemidji here on Wednesday. What are you looking forward to in that one with another rival school in Bemidji?
Yeah, Bemidji's fun to play. They have a fun offense, and it's going to be a fun game.
Spuds roll to a victory 48-0 over Brainerd in this one. That's your Remax Realty 1 Bruce Johnson player of the game.